Hello, I'm Dave Rapacchietta, Senior Risk Management Consultant with Berkeley Industrial Comp, coming to you from the banks of the Allegheny River. And for this toolbox talk, we will be discussing gas cylinder safety. How dangerous is a gas cylinder? The cylinder can itself become a missile if the cylinder valve is broken off. Compressed gases can cause fires, explosions, oxygen deficiency atmospheres, toxic gas exposures, as well as the innate physical hazard associated with cylinders under high pressure. Can a gas cylinder explode? An LPG explosion is almost always caused by the accumulation of a gas leak in an enclosed space combined with an ignition source. In many cases, when a gas leak LPG explosion occurs, the gas bottles are not even involved. Why an empty gas cylinder is dangerous. Temperature increases or drops in atmospheric pressure can force gas out of the open valve of an empty cylinder. The release could cause in hazardous conditions depending on the gas and how much is forced out. When a compressed gas cylinder is empty, handle it as though it is full since it does contain gas. What are the hazards of compressed gases? Hazards associated with compressed gases include oxygen displacement, fires, explosions, and toxic gas exposures, as well as physical hazards associated with high-pressure systems. Special storage, use, and handling precautions are necessary in order to control these hazards. Here are 5 simple steps for compressed gas safety. Number 1, store gas cylinders properly. The safe way to store gas cylinders depends on the type of cylinder, its contents, and the nature of the site. For example, OSHA rules provide different guidelines for storage on construction sites and industrial sites. Keep cylinders out of the sun, away from sources of flame or sparks, and out of areas in which temperatures may exceed 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Separate them by the type of hazards their contents pose. For example, don't store any types of oxidizers within 20 feet of flammable gases unless the cylinders are separated by a firewall. A firewall should be a minimum of 1/4 inch plate, 5 foot tall, and a half-hour fire resistant. While most types of cylinders can be stored safely on their sides, acetylene cylinders are unique and must be kept vertical. Acetylene is inherently unstable, so it is usually dissolved into acetone and stored in a cylinder that has been filled with a porous material such as bituminous earth or crushed fire brick, which helps keep it stable. If the cylinder is left on its side, the liquid acetone could leak through the valve, creating a fire hazard and reducing the quality of the gas. In addition, you should never use copper fittings or tubing with acetylene tanks. Number 2, keep cylinders secured. A cylinder that falls over can easily crush a foot, damage machinery, or cause a variety of other problems. A cylinder rolling through a job site can be terrifying. That's why it's important to properly secure cylinders, whether it is with straps, guards, or chains. Never remove the cap from a cylinder until it has been secured. On some job sites, dog bones may be used to secure cylinders to one another when other means of securing them are unavailable. While this approach can work, be careful that the number of cylinders that are being secured this way doesn't exceed the capacity of the dog bone or other devices being used, and ensure that the cylinders cannot fall over. Number 3, inspect cylinders before moving or using. The workers who use the cylinders are the first line of defense against problems. Paying close attention to the condition of the cylinders and valves minimize the chances that an accident will occur. Start by checking the cylinder for any obvious damage. If a cylinder doesn't have a legible description of the contents, don't use it. Some workers may simply verify the cylinder is the correct color but the use of color varies by manufacturer so that it's not a safe method. Make sure the cylinder is equipped with the correct regulator and inspect the regulator and cylinder valves to verify that they haven't been compromised with solvent, dirt, or lubricants such as grease or oil. When you need to move a cylinder, always use a cart or basket because dragging or rolling them can create damage. In addition, be sure that the protective cap is in place before you move the cylinder, and never move a cylinder that has a regulator attached. Number 4, open them carefully. Take your time when opening valves because opening them too quickly can cause high pressure gas to damage the regulator and valve seats. Start by relieving the regulator spring force by easing off the pressure adjustment screw. Before you open the valve, make sure the outlet is pointing away from you. Be sure to use the correct tools. Using a pair of pliers can damage the valve and create a dangerous situation. Leaving the valve key or other tool in place will make it easier to close the valve quickly in the event of an emergency. If the valve appears to be damaged, do not open it. In addition, don't use lubrication to try to loosen stuck valves or components. Notify your gas supplier so they can inspect it and perform any necessary repairs. Follow procedures for empty cylinders. Always leave some residential pressure in the cylinder rather than emptying it all the way. Be sure to close the valve completely so that moisture or other contaminants cannot get into the tank. Replace the protective cap, label the cylinder as empty, and store it away from filled cylinders. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter. We share new safety content weekly. If you have a topic that you would like the RAM team to discuss, please comment below. Stay safe.